In 2003, Tom Anderson, Christy Wolf, and a small team of programmers released a small site titled Myspace, a place for friends. Originally intended to be a way for new musicians to get recognized, Myspace quickly exploded into huge popularity. A Myspace profile is, in essence, a web page that contains personal information and photographs about an individual, band, or group. Myspace is currently the third most popular site in the United States, and it accounts for over 80% of internet traffic to social networking sites. The site currently has over 106 million users and attracts over 230,000 new registrations each day. In the scene of today's youth, everyone has a Myspace. But for many, what originally began as a simple and effective way to keep in contact with acquaintances is becoming a dangerous obsession, an unpatrolled gateway for internet predators, and a tool to promote bullying and humiliation on a larger scale than ever before. One of the largest problems with Myspace is the obsession and the lessening of face-to-face interactions. Myspace is becoming the malls and burger joints of earlier eras, fulfilling the pathological need for a social gathering spot. On the surface, this doesn't sound like such a big problem. Advances in technology always change things for the better, right? Wrong. The teen obsession with Myspace represents the diminishing nature of physical social interactions and true relationship building. On Myspace, users collect friends or other registered profiles they want to be associated with. This collection aspect really deters from the value of friendship and takes away from the humanity and effort in maintaining a real relationship. Myspace friend and real-life friend clearly aren't the same thing, but to teens that are constantly managing their Myspace site, the difference isn't so obvious. The strong social skills that develop during adolescence are essentially stunted because of Myspace's removal of humanity from friendship. And if not carefully dealt with, this could lead to an entire generation of disjointed, malfunctioning members of society, as true sociability is an absolute must in the adult workplace. Another large problem with Myspace is the constant threat of online sexual predators. Among the many millions of people visiting Myspace, some, indeed, are predators, and there have been some highly publicized accounts of teenagers who have been lured into offline meetings at which they've been assaulted. When creating a Myspace profile, users are suggested to provide personal information such as their name, town, high school, and photos. They are also recommended to blog about their daily lives. Myspace's crush of young people eager to make friends, posting racy photos and sharing a slice of their daily lives is too strong a temptation for child predators. The biggest problem with these online predators is that there's no physical cues to alert a teenage girl that the boy who's commenting her Myspace about a hot new band is actually a 45-year-old pedophile who's interested in sharing a lot more than just his playlist. This opens an entirely new era of vulnerability that in face-to-face interaction would be completely avoided, which makes Myspace a concern and danger to our current youth. The last main problem with Myspace is the promotion of cyberbullying and impersonation. Myspace functions as a virtual bathroom wall where kids can put all manner of words and images to a nasty effect and get the word out fast. Myspace features such as bulletins enable teens to spread bad gossip and images to their entire list of friends instantly. This brings the power and efficiency of school tormentors to a level never before reachable. Now exposing the latest dirt on a disliked classmate has never been as easy or impersonal. Another way that Myspace leads to peer coercion is through impersonation, something that's nearly impossible to do in a school hallway. Kids can create a fakester Myspace account in which they post socially acceptable words and pictures under the name of a classmate. This allows an even more powerful form of gossip and ridicule to take place through deception. This trickery used by Myspace bullies represents a danger to our youth because constant bullying and humiliation on such a large scale can lead to a lifelong aversion to social interactions. Although the problems that MySpace creates may seem too large to combat, the solutions to avoid these problems may actually be much easier than ever expected. A recent study conducted by the Child Protection Services Group showed that only 1 out of 7 parents had ever talked to their child about MySpace, and only 30% of those had actually seen their child's MySpace webpage. All of these problems are stemming from poor parenting, as many parents are intimidated by the internet and internet-related topics such as MySpace. Most parents wouldn't let their child go to a party unless they know an adult supervisor was there, but at the same time, those same parents are letting their kids pilot the internet completely unsupervised. If parents were more active about setting some rules or guidelines up with their teens about MySpace pages, many of these problems wouldn't even arise. Problems such as bullying occur because kids think MySpace is a no-holds, completely private environment where they can do whatever they please. If the reality is changed, if parents were watching, it would discourage actions of maliciousness towards others, bullying, and it would also cut down on the racy photos of preteen girls, bait for pedophiles. It would also discourage the obsession, because let's face it, once parents become involved in any adolescent trend, it loses a lot of popularity, so this would encourage real interaction and breaking away from MySpace addiction. Overall, the problems at hand are of great size, and may too big of an obstacle to overcome. But the reality is that these problems are too big to ignore. The nation's youth is under attack, both from the outside and from within, on a scale at which we've never before witnessed. So when you have 1 part overpowering obsession, 1 part harassment tool, adding a dash of sexual predators and a heavy helping of teenage angst, the result is MySpace, a dangerous recipe for social collapse.